Hey guys, welcome back to another commentary by Limitless Starcraft. This is set 2 of our best of 5 series between these two players. Introducing first is our red Protoss in the top left corner. He is from ST Telecom, our player Rain. And in our bottom right corner is our blue Protoss coming from Team Azubu. It is Supernova. Now, game 1, if you guys haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it so I don't spoil anything for you guys. It wasn't one-sided, but it was pretty standard TVP, and Rain ended up looking pretty strong for a little while, and then Supernova ended up taking them out. They're both virtually mining nothing by the end of the game, and with a little bit of micro from Supernova, he was able to take that game with a handful of Ghost and Marauders. And now on this matchup, this is on the map Anaconda. This is a very weird map. Your natural, you can actually put it in 2 locations. Which is not common. Most maps you have your natural, you go down the ramp and you just place it, but this one you actually have 2, right here on the left side and right here on the right side, and same thing for Rain. He probably, I believe, would want to always go for the one that doesn't have the destructible rocks, because any early aggression, if the player wanted to, they could destroy your opponent, come in, destroy this rock and block you off from your natural. So you want to save that base for a little later. Looks like he's going to expand for Supernova. So he's, oh wait, rocks, yep, rocks on both sides. I actually haven't played this map too much, so I do not recall too much about it. We have 1 gateway in the back of his mineral line, and 2 gases just now going up, so he's choosing to go a little safer and get a gateway out, maybe get that Zealot out first or the Cybernetics core, but Supernova is going to play a little more greedy and get a CC first, followed by a barracks and a gas eventually. And we'll see how these players choose to go about this map. I actually haven't seen either of these players play on this map, so I don't know what their strategies are going into it. Now, as for Rain, last game he chose to go for Colossus, and that is the biggest unit to use. You want to use against Terran. His upgrades were really good starting off. I mean, he chose to go for +3 armor before he got his +2 attack, which in the long run looked like it could have been good, but it just wasn't enough, especially against Supernova. I mean, he had pretty good upgrades as well, but I believe he was 2-2 at the end of that matchup. 2 barracks going down. Gonna get that Marine out first, do a little scouting, as well as with the SCV. Rain has not moved out, so he doesn't know he has expanded first, which might lead to his downfall. We got a little pylon setting over here on the left side of the map. Don't know if he's gonna choose to put down any hidden tech. And Rain's trying to knock down these rocks to secure probably his second base. Now, these rocks are pretty weak. They only have 600 HP, so they get down pretty quick. We see the Millership Fort and the Zealot already almost nearly killing it. And now we do see the expansion going down for Rain. 1 sentry sitting here. And we do have the Marine moving out, and they're going to work on the rocks as well. Another barracks going down. No factory just yet, so we're not going to see that early Hellion aggression as we did from last game. Just setting up. Interesting enough, we're going to see whether or not Supernova will go for a 3rd CC. He's in a position to. I mean, Rain's just now getting his 2nd up, so he's not going to be putting any pressure just yet. So Supernova might, I mean, it might be a good idea to go ahead and take his 3rd base, but he does need to get this one saturated first. 6 Marines on the field right now. He is amassing quite a bit of units. He might go for early timing on the Marines, which might play in his favor. But the sentries are giving a hallucinated Phoenix right now, so he's going to be able to scout this in the number of Marines he gets, and probably throw down a few more gateways. He already is actually 2 more on the way. So he's going to be relatively safe, especially with sentries who will be able to force field them out. And the Millership Core does have enough for Photon Overcharge. 1 Marine sitting here, just nearly escaping with 5 HP. Now we have, he's probably going to go for, stim, and follow that. He will probably be getting concussive shells as soon as possible, as it's a very good skill to use against Protoss. Makes the Zealots useless until they get their leg upgrade. Now we have an Immortal coming out this time instead of an Observer into Colossus. So Immortal is a good choice. Very hard to hold off early on. You got to be careful with them though, as they do die pretty quick to Marines and Marauders, especially with Stim Pack. And he is going for a second one. Let's look at the production. We have +1 weapons on the way as well, and the Forge and the Twilight Council going down, so we're going to be getting +1 weapons. I could choose to go for Blink this time and use them, you know, the Stalkers, to fend off damage while the Immortals sit in the back and pick off the army, which is not a bad choice against Terran. But he needs to do it as soon as possible. He doesn't want to let Supernova start amassing all these Marines. I mean, he's got quite a bit right now. As soon as he gets his drop ships going into production, he's going to be applying some very heavy pressure with the drops, and with Stim on the way, it's going to be very hard to hold off. 2 Immortals, 3 Sentries pushing out right now. Got a proxy pylon going down, getting ready to set up for an attack. Now we have an Observer on the way, another one, 2 Observers, so he's going to only stick with 2 Immortals right now for this push. We're going to see whether or not he goes for... Oh, he's actually going for Dark Shrine, so he's going to be getting Dark Templar on the way to mix in with this composition, which is a good choice. It's going to force those scans instead of mules, and that's always a good thing to do against the Terran, because their economy just skyrockets after they get the mules going. And we have combat shields on the way from the Marines as well. That is pretty much a must against Protoss. +1 weapons, being chrono boosted. We're going to see if he's actually going to be willing to attack just yet, and Supernova is. He knows this is a very dangerous push right here, so he's actually pulling all his SCVs. He's losing a lot of mining time though, as they're just sitting there idle and trying to get this bunker up. Supernova is playing this very cautiously, maybe a little too much, spending all these resources. He's got a mine out, 2 mines out, a bunker, 2 bunkers, pulling off SCVs. And Rain actually got a good advantage of that. I mean, he didn't even have to attack, and he forced a lot out of Supernova there. Just now pulling his SCV back. We got a dropship coming on the right hand side. I don't know if that Observer saw it or not though. And 4 more additional gateways on the way. Dark Shrine just finishing. Now we're gonna see. Yep, being warped in right here. So we're gonna be able to harass a natural. He doesn't have enough energy for scan, so Rain should be smart enough to send 1 to the first base and 1 to the main, which he is doing. Gonna pick off SCVs as soon as the other DT gets in there. And no turrets right now. Well, we got 1 turret right here, but it's a little too far away to be able to spot that Dark Templar. Be interested to see how many kills we get. Now, dropship is doing a little play with the Widow Mine. Photon overcharge going down. I don't know where the observers are for this. Immortal's going down. This Immortal's about to get picked off. Just barely saved. Now we have the Dark Templars harassing the base. Scan does go down. And Dark Templar did actually quite a bit of damage right here. Was forced to pull everything off, but then the other side, Supernova is trying to make this work by doing a drop play of his own right here to the main base. Zealots are not the best choice right now. He needs to warp in a few more Stalkers, and he does have a DT, but it's not doing anything. 2 more Immortals sitting here on the low ground. Rain really is splitting up his army, but he's not doing too much. He's just now coming up to this force, and I believe Supernova is actually probably behind at this point. Resources lost. He did lose more. Rain has the higher tech tree right now, and he's having to force out scans, so right now he can't go down for those mules too much right now. He's got to save those scans just in case. So it's, you know, less mining time for the Terran player. Just now going for his 3rd CC. Widow Mine still continuing to harass his probe line. Rain pulling his probes at just the right moment. He knows the timing of that mine right there. His observer now coming up. He's going to be able to pick that off. And a drop in the main base right now. Not going to do too much. His forces are split pretty well, and he actually doesn't have too many units. Using the drop ships adds vision to take out this pylon, which is smart. Just picking off a thing here or there. And then units loss is still in the favor of Rain right now, though. Rain looking in very good shape. As I said, his tech tree is way higher. He's got the High Templar, he's got the Dark Templar, he's got the Immortals. I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see a Colossus or 2 mixed in there just to kind of force out some Vikings instead of the drop ships. That'd be a smart play as well. And Zealot's doing a little more run by. Hasn't scuttled this pylon. The pylon is actually a very good position behind the mineral line. It's a little harder to scout. But Rain does see the third CC. Let's see if it prompts him to attack first. Supernova did spot this proxy pylon, so he's going to be able to take this out. The GT, low on health, was pulled. And there's a missile turret in the mineral line, and Rain is going to push out before that third CC finishes. Dropship still sitting here on the left side trying to work out on these rocks, but he might have to bring those forces back. Needs to watch out for being feedback. No, didn't get feedback. Gonna bring all his units into the main base, setting up those bunkers once again. He probably should have left those two that he had originally up there. It would have been a smart play, but he wanted to salvage it as he knew the aggression was over. Aggression now coming back. Nice little storm there. Didn't catch too much, but forced his units back for Rain to push into the actual base. Two good storms there, actually taking quite a bit of the Marines out, and the Immortals are going to be able to tank out those Marauders very quickly. Having to pull his units right behind the mineral line. I don't know if Supernova's going to be able to hold this game, actually. Looks very, very promising for Rain right now. SCV's having to be pulled up the line. High Templar out of energy, so it's not going to be able to do much. Close to a storm, but no go. Dropping, not wanting to drop, picked up the rocks and came in, taking out the Templar Archives. DT actually might kill these Marauders before. Nope. Takes out the Templar Archives. Hey, their range push looks too strong. I mean, they're pretty even in supply right now. But you also got to keep in mind he lost a lot of SCV, so a lot of this is an army supply for Supernova. So he needs to make this work if he's going to be able to have any chance to come back. Mine sitting here. No kills yet though. Archons. And it looks like it's getting close to being over. Supernova's holding actually very well right now, but he is reinforcing. Rain is reinforcing quite well right now. A lot of Zealots on the way down. Dark Templar still being fed into the mix, which is smart. As I said, he is still expending energy on mules, but orbital commands actually have a lot more energy than I thought they would at this point. Widow Mine taking out one Immortal right there. That was actually a very good kill. Little hero Widow Mine right there. More Zealots being forced into the base, leg charging into the front lines, taking that damage from the Immortals. Supernova not able to micro down these Immortals too well. Just not many units right here for Supernova to hold off. More SCVs are now being pulled off the line, and I believe there are only eight mining right now. And actually, yeah, there's not too much production. Other than these few Marines, he's not able to produce out any more Marauders right now as the tech lab did go down. This is going to be the end for Supernova. I mean, there's no way he can pull this back. He's just staying in to try to do what he can. And Supernova takes game one, and now Rain returns the favor and does a very powerful Sentry Immortal push. Completely crippled its economy. 12,000 resources lost to 8,500. So in the long run, Rain played that very superb, and now the series is tied 1-1. So look forward to game 3, and like this gameplay if you guys did enjoy the commentary, and I'll see you guys for game 3 later.